Mm. Something weird happened. All right.
I got the message on my screen. It was being live streamed, so I took that.
Okay. So I think we're good.
Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Rick Leaf. I'm chair of the Master Plan Implementation Committee. Maybe I'll repeat that. Good evening again, everybody. I'm Rick Leaf, chair of the Master Plan Implementation Committee. This open meeting of the Master Plan Implementation Committee is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 22 of the Acts of 2022, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, signed into law on July 16th, 2022. All members of the Master Plan Implementation Committee are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. This act allows the Master Plan Implementation Committee to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Julianne Hirsch. I know Julianne was having a problem. I saw she was on with her phone, but now I don't see her. So right now she's not here. Amy Paretsky.
Here.
Millie Milton.
Here.
Ashley Davies.
Here.
Tracy Camarano. We didn't see her. Adrian Cost. Bill Peterson. Fran Backstrom.
Here.
Gene Kennedy.
Here.
Gene Cahill.
Here.
Rick Leaf here. John Campbell.
Here.
Dario DeMar.
Here.
And from the staff, Lori Connors.
Here.
And I don't think anyone else from the staff is here tonight. Okay. First item on the agenda is an update on the RFP for the Downtown Revitalization Strategy and Design Report. An issue arose in the manner in which the subcommittee has conducted its meetings. The subcommittee conducted two meetings, one to review the RFPs and select interview candidates, and one to actually interview the candidates and make a selection. And I've been in contact with Lori and John Kadir. John's been in contact with our town council, and they've given me a statement to read. At the end of this statement is a motion I'm going to present to the committee for the committee's approval. And basically, between what I'm going to read now and discussion we can have on the motion, it'll become clear what's going on here and how we need to proceed. So I'm going to read the statement now that came from the town administrator and town council. On July 21st, this committee, meaning the MPIC, selected some of our members to review the proposals submitted for the Downtown Revitalization Strategy and Design Report and to conduct interviews of the firms recommended for an interview in order to assist the committee in selecting a downtown consultant. That group of members, together with some town officials, met on July 27th and selected two firms for an interview, and then met on August 8th to conduct interviews of Weston and Sampson and BSC Group. At the August 8th meeting, there was a consensus to recommend selection of Weston and Sampson as the downtown consultant. Unfortunately, and based on our own misunderstanding, those two meetings were not posted under the open meeting law, but they should have been because that group of committee members would qualify as a subcommittee that is subject to the law. However, even if the meetings were posted, I do not think that any of the committee members had any reason to believe that the discussions and interviews and the recommendation to the committee would be any different. I've discussed this situation with the town administrator who consulted with town council. Based on review of the situation, I would not recommend that the subcommittee repeat the review and selection process. However, in order to comply with the open meeting law to the extent possible, I am recommending that the subcommittee hold another meeting with posting as required under the open meeting law in order to review its actions and approve minutes of the meetings that it held. At that meeting, the subcommittee should also ratify and confirm its recommendation for the downtown consultant. In the interest of transparency, we should also notify the Attorney General's office of the action we are taking. For the purpose of this committee, meaning the MPIC, accepting the recommendation of the subcommittee and moving forward with the process, I now ask for this motion as follows. That the Master Plan Implementation Committee accept the recommendation of the Downtown Consultant Selection Subcommittee and direct that the subcommittee post and hold a meeting to approve minutes of that meeting that it held as part of the consultant selection process.
So moved.
So moved, yeah.
Is there a second for that motion?
Second.
Thank you. So basically, we were not aware that we needed to conduct these meetings publicly. We thought as a subcommittee, not with a quorum of members available and having staff members, that an open meeting was not required. It turns out that it was, and town council's recommendation to rectify the situation is to in fact have an open meeting where the minutes can be reviewed, the minutes can be made public. We can ratify our decision, and at that point go forward. He's recommended that we don't take any action with Weston and Sampson at this point until this public meeting has been held and we've rectified the situation. So John and Lori are on hold right now as far as moving forward with Weston and Sampson. They have been informed that they are the selected choice, but at this point, nothing more will happen until the subcommittee meets again to do what's proposed, as long as the full committee tonight approves this motion. So with that, the floor is open for questions, discussion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
how soon if we do vote to move forward, how soon can you all meet?
I think
So I have 2 days that I'd like to propose next week. One day is Tuesday. Both Scott and I are available at any time on Tuesday up to 7 p.m. And then on Wednesday, that's also a possibility, although I do have a meeting that will last approximately an hour from 10:30 to 11:30. So those selection committee members that are here, do either of or both of those days work for you?
Tuesday works for me, Wednesday does not.
Tuesday?
I don't
Okay.
have my calendar with me, so I'll get back to you.
Okay, Amy?
Unfortunately, Wednesday works for me, but I'll try to make it work on Tuesday. I should be able to. It's going to be hard.
Right, and I apologize to the chair. I just wanted to see if we would, how much of a delay it was going to cause. I didn't mean for you all to have to figure that out right now. I just wanted to assure that it was a short delay, which is great.
it
Next
will
week
be
is
a
great.
short delay. Why don't we, for a second, continue with just the discussion on the motion, then we'll come back to picking the meeting time.
Okay.
Other questions or comments?
Are we gonna read the minutes so everybody knows what was said?
Yeah, so Michelle sent out to the subcommittee members today minutes for the 2 meetings for us to review to make sure we think they're accurate. At that point, once we've reviewed them and approved them, they'll be available for public inspection.
Mhm.
Our job would be to take a look at those 2 sets of minutes that Michelle sent out. Send in any changes before we meet, so we'd be prepared at our meeting to approve the minutes after we've reviewed them between now and the meeting date.
So if you have changes, if you could track those changes, Michelle sent the draft meeting minutes as a Word document so that you could add your changes directly into the text and then email them to Michelle. So then Michelle will compile the changes and send them out in advance of the meeting.
We've been advised not to share our changes with each other. They should go directly to Michelle, but we'll be in violation of the open meeting law if we start sharing our comments on the minutes. So when you have changes or comments, just send them to Michelle. Don't copy any of the other committee members. Other comments, questions?
We hear from the subcommittee on their thought process in selecting Weston and Sampson, or is that in the minutes?
That'll be in the minutes, and my understanding is tonight, until we've conducted this meeting, rectified this other situation, we can't pursue this anything else about this tonight at this meeting.
Okay, gotcha.
But the minutes will indicate the comments and questions and discussion that led us to the decision.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? And it's been moved and seconded. Once again, I'll read the motion one more time, that the Master Plan Implementation Committee accept the recommendation of the Downtown Consultant Selection Subcommittee and direct that the subcommittee post and hold a meeting to approve minutes of the meetings that it held as part of the consultant selection process. I'll now poll the committee on the votes here. Amy Paretsky,
Yes.
Millie Milton,
Yes.
Ashley Davies,
Yes.
Fran Backstrom,
Yes.
Gene Kennedy,
Yes.
Gene Cahill,
Yes.
Rick Leaf, yes, John Campbell,
Yes.
Dario Demare.
Yes.
Okay, so then I guess let's get back to now, before we close out this topic, just seeing if we can arrive on a date to meet. I've heard, from my perspective, did you say particular times on Tuesday and Wednesday that you're available, Laura?
Both Scott and I are available all day. So
Both days?
whoever has conflicts can propose times. So this is on Tuesday, I'm available all day. On Wednesday, I do have a conflict from 10:30 to 11:30.
Okay, so Tuesday, I could do anytime in the morning. Wednesday, anytime up until 3:30 in the afternoon. But Ashley, you said one of those days is not good for you?
Yeah, Wednesday, I can't do Wednesday.
And Dario, you're not sure yet?
Yeah, I'm looking now. But I think Tuesday works except lunchtime. I've got a 1 hour meeting for sure.
Okay, so maybe, so Amy, could you make Tuesday morning work?
Yeah, I guess if I get the exact time, like it's a little harder, but I can try to make it work.
What about Tuesday? Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So it looks like, I think we can pick any time. What time would be best for you Tuesday morning, Amy?
Probably the earlier the better. Like 8 or 9.
We can do anything. Lori, can you start as early as 8 or?
Well, of course, we have to do the posting, and just to be safe, I'd
Oh.
rather do it at 9 because of course it will have to be posted immediately tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do an agenda. So just to be safe, if we could do it at either 8:30 or 9.
Either one of those works for me.
Yeah, work.
And you think it'll be like an hour?
No.
If in fact we've already reviewed the minutes, sent our changes in, and we're all acceptable with the minutes, I think it's going to be a fairly quick meeting. We'll just sort of just explain what we're doing, approve the minutes, which we should approve if we all sent our changes in, and then just reaffirm our selection of Weston and Sampson. So I would say we should be able to do it in a half an hour.
Do we need to read out the minutes though? Or like read them aloud? No.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Well, if a little bit early is better for you, will 8:30 work? If better for you, Amy, we could do 8:30.
Sure, either 8:30 or 9 will definitely work, especially if it's only a half an hour.
Hmm.
Either
Well,
one, whatever works for everybody.
Yeah. So Lori, would you rather do 8:30 or 9?
8:30 is fine.
All right. So why don't we plan then that the subcommittee will meet Tuesday morning at 8:30 for the purpose of approving the minutes. Once again, Michelle sent the 2 sets of minutes out to all of the subcommittee members today. So take a look at them and individually send your changes back into Michelle. And then I guess she will then send back out the final versions of the minutes, right, to us before the meeting.
Correct.
Right. And then we'll meet at 8:30 to basically approve those 2 sets of minutes and to reaffirm our decision for Weston and Sampson.
Just to ensure that we have everybody's changes in hand and are able to incorporate them, if we could set a deadline for submitting your changes to say noon on Monday. So if we don't receive any comments from you by noon on Monday, we assume that you are happy with the minutes as is. How's that? Does that work?
Sounds good.
Fair. Okay.
Okay.
Now the minutes themselves, once we've completed that meeting, the minutes will be available through the town website. The people that want to then review them, people on the committee want to review them, they can find them by going to the town website, and there'll be some section for master plan implementation committee minutes they can find. Is that how
That'll
we'll
be
do that?
available to the public too?
Yeah, they will be when they're on the website.
Okay,
So I guess any committee members that are interested then in reading the minutes prior to the next time we meet, obviously the next time we meet, hopefully this will be behind us. Negotiations will have been completed. We'll have a further update at our next meeting as to what's proceeding. And we can talk more about, you know, the people have questions about Weston and Sampson's selection process. We can talk about those at the next meeting. So maybe Lori, if you could just send an email out to the committee sometime Tuesday after we've met, when the minutes are available on the website, and just inform people they're now available for review.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I don't
So
know
that's
if they'll be up that quickly. I have no control over that.
Yeah.
As soon as they're up, I'll let you know.
right. As soon as they're up, right. Okay. So based on town council's recommendation, that's about all we can cover on this tonight. So we can move on to the next agenda item, which is the Complete Streets program. So I'll let Lori give us an update on that.
Sure. So I'm happy to report that there is a survey, an online survey that has been posted to the municipal website under the news category. It also appears on the DPW page and I believe on the planning page. So there is a flyer that talks about the Complete Streets program and gives a little bit of background information about what is a complete street. And then there is a QR code that you can use to access the survey, or you can just click on the portion of the flyer that says click here. So that'll bring you to the online survey. And there's just a few questions, I believe maybe 5 questions. And the idea is to ask some general questions that will help us figure out and better streamline the projects that we have. As I mentioned, we have a quite expansive list of projects that we've generated so far.
hey,
So,
Lori,
go ahead.
I had a question because I actually filled it out, but there was one part in there that I think the question was one of the answers was wrong. It talked about what you would think you would need to walk on the sidewalks or why it's difficult. And to me, the two things would be lack of a sidewalk and the road's too narrow. But on the questionnaire, it says the road is too wide, which would
Yeah,
make.
that was on purpose, and that was actually my suggestion. And the reason for that is under many circumstances where a roadway is particularly wide, the traffic tends to travel at a very fast clip.
Fair enough.
And I know that can be scary for people, especially if there is no sidewalk.
Right,
So
and yeah, I guess
that was on purpose, that
guess
was an option.
for the rest of our neighborhood and a lot of people, the scarier thing is when the road's too narrow and the cars are so close to you, not only no sidewalk, but it's so narrow, you're scared to death and you do get hit. You know, it seems like the skinny roads are the most dangerous thing in New England with all the trees and stone walls and curves.
Yep.
I
I did receive your comment and I forwarded that along.
okay,
Unfortunately, it's too late for us to modify the survey because it's already live. So there are people who have already filled out the survey.
yeah, fair enough.
So we can't alter it at this point, but this is just the first step in the public process. There's going to be that public meeting, which is tentatively scheduled for
You froze up, Lori.
important piece of feedback for us. So,
Lori,
Thank
you froze up when you were saying the date of the public meeting. We didn't hear it.
so it's tentatively scheduled for October. So the specific date has not yet been selected. Chances are it'll be at a Board of Selectmen meeting that I guess was decided on Monday at this week's Board of Selectmen meeting. So, but like I said, we don't know definitely whether it will be in October, and if it is in October, which meeting it will be in October. So we still have to meet again to work out the logistics of the public meeting.
One thing I'd like to propose is that maybe at our September meeting, we talk about the opinion that our committee wants to present, you know, at the public meeting. You know, each one of us as individuals is free when there's a public meeting to talk from our perspective about what we think needs to be done. But I think it's also important that the Master Plan Implementation Committee gives some input at this public meeting from its perspective as to where we think the important things that need to be done in town are relating to streets and sidewalks and bikeability and stuff like that. So I propose that maybe what we do is at our September meeting, bring this up on our agenda again and discuss this a little bit. And if you'd like, you know, I could make a short presentation at this public meeting on behalf of the MPIC that our considered opinion is based on what the master plan said. Here are a number of things that the committee thinks are very important as far as this aspect goes, and that will then sort of present the committee's sort of joint opinion. And then, like I said, we're all free at whatever public meeting is held to talk individually about whatever we think needs to be done. But I think it'd be good if the MPIC went on record as to what we think is important. So if people are agreeable to that, why don't we plan to have a discussion about that and give me some ammunition that I can present to the selectmen if that's how we're going to do it at whatever the public meeting is held. Does that seem to make sense to people?
Yeah, I think that would be great if we could come up with, you know, a number of bullet points in that meeting and finalize it for you. I think that would be good. Really, I mean, it's going to come down to aligning complete streets with what the goals of the master plan are, right? So I think we can kind of foresee what they'll be, but if we come prepared for the September meeting with the items that we think need to be there, we can all kind of make sure that the list is complete by the end of the meeting in September. I think that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, my sense is that in the overall, the Complete Streets program, a lot of people are going to have a lot of different objectives of what they want to accomplish. I'm sure Scott, independent of having done a master plan in town, has a whole bunch of ideas of things he thinks needs to be done from his perspective as DPW director, and others may do that also. So I think the MPIC input to this will be one part of a larger thing, but I don't think there'll be 100% alignment between what comes out as Complete Streets and the master plan. What we hope for is the things that we think are most important get included in the plan and get done at some point down the road.
Mhm.
So, all right. Anything else, Laurie?
No, I just wanted to underscore the importance of filling out the survey. So if members could do me a favor and forward the link, the flyer to folks that you know within the town of Northborough who are residents. And by all means, share it on any sort of Facebook groups that you are members of. So the importance is to get as many people as possible to fill out the survey. That will ensure that the feedback that we receive is representative of the population. So that's really important.
I've been doing that. I found in a number of occasions, people have emailed me back and said, I think we should do this. And I said, don't tell me, fill out the survey and tell them. So if you get that, if people start responding to you directly, redirect them back to the survey.
Yeah, especially because when you have a public meeting, unfortunately, usually you get the same old faces at these public meetings, and maybe we'll only hear from 50 people if we're lucky. But of course, there's 15,000 people in the town of Northborough, so that's not very representative of the overall population. So the online survey is really our way of hitting more people who normally wouldn't participate in municipal government.
Have you gotten many replies yet?
So all of those replies go to Woodward and Curran.
Oh, okay.
So I am unaware of how many responses have been received as of this day.
I don't go on Facebook that much lately, but I did check it out and I have seen it shared quite a bit by a lot of names that I don't recognize. So I thought that was pretty good. I think I've seen it on like a Northborough community group shared by 2 or 3 different people.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
and they have a
sounds-
lot of comments underneath. So hopefully they also fill out the survey and don't just comment on Facebook.
Yes, it's ironic that people will constantly post things on Facebook, but those of us who work for the town probably aren't on those Facebook groups, so we never see those comments. So it is important to fill out the actual survey, and there are printed copies available at all of the major public facilities, so the library, the town hall, the senior center. So that's another opportunity to pick up the survey.
Can we have an article or get some information in the community newspaper that the survey is available?
Yeah, I unfortunately it's a weekly paper, so that doesn't tend to be a great way of spreading the word, but that's a good suggestion. So I'll work on that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they have online articles too that they can put out quicker maybe, but that won't help the people who might read the paper that aren't online.
Lori, can I ask a question?
So
Lori?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you had sent us an email, I think on August 10th, and you said, here's the link to the survey. And it sounded, my interpretation of that email was for us to fill it out first and then make it go live, recognize it wouldn't go live to the public till the 15th. Is that true? Or should, if something was submitted earlier, should it be resubmitted after the 15th?
Were you able to actually get to the survey on the 15th?
Well, I got onto it on the day of that email that was sent out, which I think was the 10th.
Let me find out and I'll get back to you. I'm
I
not
can just
sure.
resubmit it too, because that just might be good to make sure it goes through.
Yeah, let me, before you do that, let me ask. And because of course we don't want to skew the results by having people fill it out multiple times. So let me ask that question. I'll get back to you tomorrow. Is there anybody else who filled it out before the 15th? No? Okay.
I might have, but I can't remember which
I think
day.
I did. I think I filled it out when I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just send an email to all of you then.
I feel like picking all of the above, so I can't decide. I haven't filled mine out yet.
I
There's
know,
a
it's
lot
hard.
of those. Yeah, it's hard to pick just one.
It's really hard.
All right. So that basically completes our 2 agenda items for tonight. And the last thing we need to do is approve minutes. We have 2 sets, one from June 9 and one from says August 3rd, but I think that should say, I think it's the July 21st meeting, I think is what we're talking about. So I look at the agenda now.
Yes, those are correct. June 9th and July 21st.
So let's start with the June 9 meetings. Are there any other comments or changes to the June 9th meeting minutes?
Not for me.
Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve the June 9th meeting minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. So we have to do this by roll call, huh?
I think so.
All right. Amy Paretsky,
Yes.
Millie Milton,
Yes.
Ashley Davies,
Yes.
Fran Backstrom,
Yes.
Gene Kennedy,
Yes.
Gene Cahill,
Yes.
Rick Leaf, yes. John Campbell,
Yes.
Dario DeMar.
Yes.
June 9th minutes are approved. Next set is the July 21st minutes. Are there any additional comments or changes to the July 21st minutes? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the July 21st, 2022 minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Amy Paretsky,
Yes.
Millie Milton,
Yes.
Fran Baxter,
Yes.
Gene Kennedy,
Yes.
Gene Cahill,
Yes.
Rick Leaf, yes. John Campbell,
Yes.
Dario DeMar.
Yes.
Okay, those minutes are now approved. Is there any other business to come before this august body this evening? Hearing none, our next meeting will be September 15th. Coming up here, hopefully by that point, we'll have all of this confusion behind us on the selection process, and we'll be able to make a full report on hopefully a lot of progress being made with the consultants between now and then, and hopefully they'll be on the job working for us, which would be good. So we'll have another update on that in the next meeting.
Rick, can I
Can't
bring up
wait.
one question?
Go ahead, Gene.
Are we doing anything for Apple Fest in terms of having a presence at the street fair or seeking just public engagement at that time?
So the consultants had said that that was something that they would do. The key will be just making enough progress with them in the short term here to get the contract signed and in place so they be on the job. And they indicated that's a lot of public outreach, but things like that is something they said they would definitely participate in.
Should we reserve them space, or will they be doing, are they aware of? What they
I
need to
don't
do to be
know,
involved
Lori,
in
I'm
it?
not sure. Maybe once we get past this, you can get a hold of them over there and let them know how they want to do that.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck right now. So once this issue is resolved next week, then and also the main contact, Sherry, with Weston and Sampson, is on vacation this week. So I haven't been able to have a conversation like that, but certainly the goal is to have Weston and Sampson there. So I'm hopeful that we will have the contract signed. And they will be able to be present. So if you could leave a spot open for them, really appreciate it.
I think it's September 17th is the farmer's market. And we should be able to get a table at the farmer's market for them.
Yeah, at the street fair or the farm, I think they're two different.
Well, the farmer's market, I've already talked to. I'm on the town common committee and they run the farmer's
Okay.
market, so.
It might, I mean, I'm trying to think which would be better. Street fair, they both get a lot of traffic. There might be more of an opportunity for people to chat at the farmer's market because there's more space and it's not so loud. So that might be a better setting. So
We
maybe
did
that
it
makes-
before for the
Yeah,
master
that's where it
plan.
was before. Okay.
Yep, and
Yeah.
most years there are like 1,500 people or more that have gone through. But I think it'd be good to get some committee members if they can get there too, the MPIC members with the consultants. I think last time there were members from the master plan that were with the consultants.
Yeah, you're right, there were. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we should do that. Maybe we can do shifts.
Yep.
Anything else? Do we need to take I can't remember, do we need to take a formal vote to adjourn or can we just adjourn?
We have to vote.
We have to vote.
There was at least one meeting where we all just took off and it was totally fine. But I can't remember.
Well, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I.
That's been seconded. Okay, quickly. Amy,
Aye.
Millie,
Aye.
Ashley, Fran,
Aye.
Jean Kennedy,
Aye.
Jean Cahill.
Hi.
I say aye. John Campbell,
Aye.
Dario.
Nay, I want to tell a long joke. All right, aye.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you on September.
Good night.